Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Ruth Oakley, and I'm the Creative Director of Vocala. We are a voice design and digital agency creating award-winning experiences for smart speakers and voice-enabled devices. Vocala has been creating digital experiences for 17 years, but made the decision in 2017 to pivot into voice. We are now recognised as a leading voice developer by Amazon and produce titles that are enjoyed by hundreds of thousands of customers every month. I'm going to talk to you today about how voice games can deliver wider benefits to users. At Vocala, we specialise in voice games and trivia. We have 22 live titles available in the Alexa Skills Store. We focused our efforts on creating recognisable IP with brands such as Deal or No Deal, Pointless, the BBC's flagship quiz programme, and crossword puzzles with Puzzler Media, the brand behind every crossword you will see in the back of newspapers and magazines in your local shop. And we've partnered with celebrities in the UK with the likes of John Culshaw, the impressionist from Dead Ringers, as well as Jeff Stelling from Sky Sports and the well-known Fern Cotton. For me, this is a dream job. I love puzzles, I love trivia, and I love talking. I'm always getting myself stuck into a crossword or a quiz, challenging my brain, playing along with others, and learning something new. As well as a passion for puzzles, my other love is language. I respect the power that words can hold, and I also take great joy from them. I was curious from a young age to learn more about language, from how people learn to communicate, to the use and psychology of language. I went on to study linguistics at the University of Manchester for 3 years, and after this I used my well-honed communication skills in a successful career as a project manager in investment banking. However, I always felt the drawback to my passion of writing and using language, and also a desire to contribute more back to society. I wanted to fall in love with my work, and that is when I found voice. The rapid growth of the voice industry in recent years has given me the chance to bring together both of my passions. Voice is an ecosystem, something that allows everyone to interact and enjoy. Long before we learn to read and write, and before we learn how to operate a computer or a smartphone, we learn to develop language, to communicate, to talk and to listen. This learning process begins before we are even born, as babies actually start to learn language by listening to their mothers whilst in the womb. That fascinates me, and it also highlights how voice can be accessible to even the really young. So why games? Can games really do good? Many people might say games are just for fun, but just because they are fun, it doesn't mean that they can't provide value in people's lives and spark joy and delight. We hope that our games are fun, but through voice we also hope they are engaging, interactive and provide new and useful opportunities to our customers. At Vocala, we are fortunate to be trusted by great partners, and we have license agreements to bring well-known hit TV game shows to voice platforms like Alexa. These recognisable shows with big fan bases give our customers the immersive experience of being part of their show. We want people to feel like they've stepped into the TV studio. To do this, we use authentic audio to create that studio feel, as well as working with the TV talent to allow our customers the opportunity to interact with the celebrities. We also bring personalisation and humour to the experience, which we hope puts a smile on the faces of all our customers. But the one thing, above all, that I really love about voice games is they are super easy to get started. There's no need to set up your board, hunt around for the dice or read the instructions. The experiences can start straight away. All you need is your voice. Of course, each of our games do have instructions, but by designing the flow of conversation in a natural and logical way, we can get our players started almost immediately. If the user is unsure at any point, they can ask questions along the way. We provide cues throughout our experiences which help to reveal just the right amount of information at relevant points so that we avoid flooding our users with cognitive overload right at the start. Voice games are instant. If I have 5 minutes in the morning over my coffee to play a game, then I can do that. If I'm driving in my car and I want to have a quick quiz, then I can do that. The flexibility and opportunity that voice provides is amazing. It's this kind of access that helps form habits and quickly become part of people's daily lives. Of course, we are not the only voice games developer. There are many out there creating some amazing experiences. Games have been at the forefront of the voice platforms, with some of the most popular experiences being puzzles, trivia and quizzes. In fact, games and trivia have consistently been in the top 10 use cases in the VoiceBot.ai Consumer Adoption Report for the last 3 years. And that's not really a surprise. Like all new platforms, novelty, games and trivia are one of the most popular use cases when platforms start out. I expect some of you can remember the Drink a Beer app on your iPhone, or maybe even playing Snake on your Nokia. But as voice moves from emerging into mainstream, its potential to be a force for good is becoming more and more apparent. I'm now going to talk to you about just some of the ways I believe games on voice can deliver a wider benefit for users and society, beyond just being entertaining. One of the ways voice can do this is by reducing screen time. It is pretty much universally accepted now that as a society we use smartphones way too much, and anything that can help us to reduce our reliance on them is a good idea in my book. Research has shown links between use of screen devices and various mental health problems, and a new phenomenon known as phone separation anxiety, PSA, or nomophobia, has been identified. PSA can take its toll on your mental health and your social life, impacting on relationships and impairing your ability to communicate with other people in the real world. But the notion of simply reducing screen time is problematic when the use of technology is not only ubiquitous but often necessary, especially at this current time when the use of technology to keep us connected with work colleagues, family and friends is essential. Voice technology is different because it allows us to access the benefits of an interactive and engaging experience, but without looking at a screen, tapping or swiping. There are, of course, voice devices which have screens, like the Echo Show. There are also voice-enabled TVs. Games to be played on these devices may also come with graphics, but the graphics are mainly supporting and the focus is usually voice first. With screen time being a major issue for most parents, voice games and experiences can offer families a new way to engage. I have 2 small children, aged 6 and 4. I would much prefer to see them engaging through voice instead of this. Voice also offers a multitude of ways to foster greater connections between families and within communities. There is the obvious advantage of being able to make calls and drop in on friends and relatives. Studies, particularly amongst older people, have shown that the use of voice devices can help reduce loneliness and feelings of isolation. There's another talk at the event from Martin Lenz Fitzgerald, who conducted a project to show how voice can support the elderly in the Netherlands. His talk is on straight after mine on VG5, so you should definitely check that out. But beyond that, games, quizzes and trivia via voice offer a great way for people to connect. We've seen the value of this firsthand, particularly during the coronavirus epidemic. Everyone is doing online quizzes with family, friends and strangers, and we have seen usage of our game skills increase by almost 50% daily. This is all positive, and of course people need entertainment because they are bored, but there are also other emotional needs that they are addressing. Voice experiences can promote teamwork and problem solving. Whether it's escape room games where you work together or team trivia skills like Tenable, where everyone helps to get to the next level. They're fun, but they're also about helping develop great life skills, and people feel good about that. Voice experiences can spark conversation and promote family bonding. Spending productive family time together is rare nowadays, and this one way to get everyone doing that in a fun, new and interactive way. Even the teenagers enjoy it, so I'm told. Voice experiences also have the ability to create lasting memories. Being able to look back and remember fun, happy times together is so important. Remember that time when Dad got the pointless answer on Alexa and he wouldn't stop going on about it for weeks? Okay, so I just wanted to share a quick video with you.
1, 2, 3, 4, yak. Do talk back. Tell me all about your day. We'll have fun along the way. Yak, 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 yak. He's a funny kind of dude, always in a chatty mood. Yak, do talk back.
When you're ready to yak with me, just tell Alexa, open Yak Talkback.
A big shout out to one of our partners, Ruth Oakley, who approached us to help support and build their first Alexa skill for them, Yak Talkback. They had an idea. They wanted to use voice to provide a supportive environment in which young children can express their feelings whilst developing their social, conversational and critical thinking skills. They created a lovable character, Yak, who children can really allow into their hearts and homes. The concept is simple. Each session is led by Yak and consists of a short story and 3 questions, specifically designed to encourage families to express their feelings, share their day and have fun together. Each day there are new questions and content, including seasonal and topical questions, positive responses and encouragement throughout, original music and rich character voices. If we consider a typical user, we can see how Yak is making a difference through voice and being able to create a gamified, interactive experience. A busy mum of 4, always juggling work, school, the kids, housework and the many clubs and hobbies the children have each day, finding the time to sit down together each night to talk about their day can be difficult. And even then, between eating tea, completing homework and seeking out lost dance shoes and football tops, and when their mum asks, what did they do today? She'll be lucky if the children can even remember what they've had for lunch, let alone any quality conversation. And that's where voice can help, giving you a way to kickstart conversation in a family-friendly way, making it interactive so it's fun for the kids, in a timescale to suit you and your schedule, right there in your home. And this is where Yak Talkback was born. At the times we are facing, it has become even more important to make sure children are still talking, sharing their feelings, voicing their concerns and asking questions. And this skill has a real knack of encouraging them to talk and to allow you to work out what's going on in their little heads during this time. It was really a great project to be a part of, and we're really pleased that this is now live. A great job by Ruth Oakley, so do go check it out after the event. Whatever the age or stage in life, voice has huge potential to help people learn new things, educate themselves, complete tests and train the brain. For children, it offers a fun, interactive and engaging way for them to learn, away from tablets and computers, and voice technology is something that children are increasingly familiar with. Gen 5 is certainly coming. Children are used to using voice in the home. I should know. My youngest likes to use his voice all of the time. But voice is also now being used in schools and educational settings too. In the classroom, voice games and quizzes can enhance teaching and learning in several ways, from spelling and multiplication to choosing their own path in interactive story games. It can also help to boost engagement and create a multi-layered learning experience. The technology could also be useful for pupils with special learning needs who find it difficult to communicate with a teacher or with other pupils. For older people, where brain training has been proven to be helpful in slowing cognitive decline and memory loss, being able to do quizzes, trivia games and puzzles just via voice can be highly beneficial. It's also more accessible for those who have mobility issues and can't engage well with puzzle books, tablets or fiddly game pieces. I know my parents wouldn't dream of playing a game on a phone or a tablet, but they do love playing our quizzes on Alexa. We know the most popular use cases of voice are being able to support with daily tasks and productivity. But voice technology can and has played a huge part in changing the lives of visually impaired people. From being able to operate voice-enabled devices in the home to providing conversational assistance with tasks. Voice can also help blind people to access games and puzzles without assistance, which they may never have been able to do before. When developing our Puzzler Crossword of the Day Alexa skill, we were hugely fortunate to receive invaluable consultancy from Robin Christopherson, who helped us to optimise the skill for blind users. Robin Christopherson, MBE, is Head of Digital Inclusion at AbilityNet, and he is blind. He uses technology highly effectively himself and is a passionate advocate and campaigner for digital inclusion. He founded AbilityNet's accessibility consultancy team, now globally acclaimed as being leading experts in the field of accessibility, auditing and disabled user testing. And he is also the host of Daily Alexa Skill Demo Show, Dot to Dot, where they demo new skills every day. You should definitely check it out. We first received an email from Robin, just like we do from many of our users of our games, to give us feedback and to request some feature updates. This request was a little different though. These requests were very detailed and specific. They focused on creating a mental image. So we replied like we do to all of our requests, but with Robin, we wanted to know how these changes would help him. The requests we received included: can you make it as easy as possible for users to picture the structure of the word in their head? Can you spell out letters at a speed that allows the user to take in the information and build the mental picture, as close as possible to natural human speech? Can you reduce gaps in between key information to ensure it's as easy as possible to maintain the mental image? Please, can you clearly indicate when answers are made up of multiple words with a space? After we replied, we struck up a conversation with Robin and discovered not only was he blind, but he is also an avid fan of crosswords personally. He has enjoyed completing crosswords for many years, but he had to rely on the assistance from his wife and friends to read out the clues and complete the grid. So we were delighted to hear this feedback on the puzzler skill. Being blind, it's never been possible for me to sit down and enjoy a fiendish word puzzle without some sighted assistance. Until now, that is. Thanks to Puzzler, the Alexa skill that brings crosswords to everyone, every day, I can now have a crack at the daily free and fuller premium puzzles without breaking a sweat. Sweet. Big thanks to Vocala for bringing this to a voice-first platform like the Echo. Receiving feedback like this has enabled us to put this knowledge across all of our experiences. And knowing that we can help people with our products gives us huge satisfaction and pleasure. It makes me feel that not only are we creating fun experiences, we are creating experiences that can have a real positive impact on people's lives. We know that voice is able to attract people who wouldn't consider themselves traditional gamers, from the young to the old and those with difficulty in using screen-based devices. As creators and developers, we can reach different audiences and achieve wider objectives within the voice sector. Before I go, I thought it'd be useful to share some top tips for building games that can have a wider benefit to users. So here I go. Think voice first. Make the audio experience the best that it can possibly be. Make it simple and intuitive to engage. Get straight into the action. That is why games that people are familiar with, for example, those on TV, work really well on voice. Any intros need to be short, brief, but allow people to ask questions to get more info if they need it. For example, how do I win? Who goes first? Help create the mental image. Think of pacing, style, and immerse the user into the experience. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it fun. That's why we play games, and our best learning comes when we enjoy it. Think about how your game works for those alone, but also those in groups, and make it work for both. Know your audience or the community who you are building for. How can voice help them and bring real value? And remember, content is king. You need plenty of it for people to get the most out of your game and keep them coming back time and time again. Screen-based devices are great, but they don't bring people together. Board games have their place, but they also have a limited life. But with voice, everyone can play. Content can be kept active and everybody can be a part of it. As more people turn to voice games will bring added value to people's lives. Thank you.